Yo, what's up? It's Mario. I'm taking y'all down memory lane. So this picture right here, this is my first day of set shooting. Devon, was it my second day? Yeah, he works at the junkyard. He was working at a junkyard. This was his job. Worked 3 jobs, by the way. Hardworking young man. Cookie found him or discovered him on Instagram, and she told Portia to find out where he work at. So Portia's like, yeah, okay. Found his job. They pulled up at his job. He comes out and he sings for Cookie, and like she pretty much like yo, I want to sign you on the spot. And then Portia trying to put her little bid in. She trying to get with Devon. You know what I'm saying? She was actually like wilding out on set. You know, Portia crazy. I think his focus is something I can 100% relate to because I'm a very focused individual. I have my fun, but my job and my health and my family and all that comes first. Yeah, I was focused. I was on a set. First of all, I hadn't slept in like 5 days. So like, that's like me off of like, I remember that day, off of like maybe over the span of 4 days, maybe 6 hours of sleep. And I was exhausted, and I had a video shoot right before I had to fly back to Chicago to finish shooting Empire. It was shooting Dancing Shadows that day. That was cool. It was the last minute video. I was like, look, I want to put this content out before the album come out. Yeah, and I was just in my bag. 2 beautiful, sexy young ladies in the video, dancers. It was amazing vibes. Make sure y'all check it out, Dancing Shadows. But I was more so hands-on with goals like that. With the other video, that was like my whole creative concept, like just really creating a vibe that was more like psychedelic and dreamy and creative. But yeah, on my visuals, I'm very hands-on. That's another great thing about being independent, is just having that like dialogue directly with, you know, videos. There's no video commissioner saying like, all right, I'm gonna choose the video directors. No, it's like my team and I are very hands-on on seeing everything from like start to finish. All right, so the first one is the serpent god. It's my serpent pose, right? I call it the serpent pose. I don't know what everybody else call it. And that was just me at a photo shoot. And I was actually stretching my back, and he decided to take that picture. And I liked the picture. I was like, yo, keep this joint, just send it to me. So I do like yoga and different stretches that just actually loosen up my spine, just like get it loose, like before I start the day. Sometimes like energies that the day before can get stagnant. And so that's why I call it serpent pose, and you go up and all of that. My king cobra tattoos represent Kundalini energy. And as it rises through from the root to the crown, it moves like a serpent. So that's why masculine and feminine energy. That's why I have 2 serpents on my arm. And it also represents balance. Oh yeah, so this is in Australia, in Melbourne at the Grand Prix. And I got a chance to ride inside of a F1 car for the first time. So now this is right before I was very confident, as you can see. But if you saw a little after I got out of the car, right before I stepped in the car, completely different person. First of all, these cars are like 3 inches off the ground, 4 inches off the ground maybe. And your head is right near the motor. And you get inside, you're sitting behind the pro driver, and you put your legs only have this much space. You can't move. It's like you're like this, and you're going about 130 to 140 around curves. And it was just one of the most exhilarating experiences I've ever had. Would I do it again? Absolutely. But I would like to be driving if I did. But anybody, if you ever get a chance to do it, I'd say definitely do it. That's the catacombs in Paris. So years ago in Paris, I hope I'm telling the story right, they didn't know how to do proper burials. So they took, at some point, they were burying people, but the stench from the burials were coming up, so instead they started throwing them in these holes, down in these ditch, like the bones and deceased people. And like they have a museum now that has all the bones under there. And you can literally just like walk. It's about, I think it's like 20 feet underground or something. You go 20 feet underground and you walk through this cave, and there's just like skeletons and bones everywhere. And it's really interesting. And my caption was, came to visit some of my old ways. Yeah. You know what? I was like, you know what? Let me take my caption. Because I used to try to say things that I know people would get, but now I'm just like, I'm just gonna say like how I feel, you know, and just be more creative within my own. I'm just more comfortable now on social media with being myself.